I am not Noodles. I will not keep things calm. I am not the voice of reason. I will lose my mind if we bring up one more pundit who says the North Division is weak and the Leafs
Oh my
don't
God,
have a
Andy,
chance.
that was driving me crazy this morning. It's like we just can't have nice things. It's like the
No.
Leafs are winning games basically at will. They're clearly the best team in the North Division. And now even some of our own friends at TSN are like tired of the North Division. They're playing each other too much. All the teams are garbage. It's like they thought that Shanahan and Dubas handpicked who they wanted to play this year, and people are forgetting some of the worst teams are in other divisions. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Now it's just everything in the North sucks, and they're somehow winging this. And people are trying to come up with different theories why the North is so bad and why the Leafs are all of a sudden good. It's like, oh, my God.
It's bogus. It's completely bogus. The Leafs are doing something they have not done in the history of their franchise. They're 18-4-2, which I admit I don't think that is sunk in enough for myself. Forget every other Leaf fan. Forget every other pundit. These wins have become so routine that I'm not even paying attention to the reality of history being made by the Leafs. Now, is it a different season? Of course it is, because of COVID, no fans, less games. All of that kind of stuff has to be considered. I get it. But I'm with you guys. I mean, you look at these awful teams south of the border. There's a bunch of them. There's just as many. Ottawa's a bad team. We know that. Vancouver surprised me that they're this bad. They are. Calgary is they're struggling a little bit.
What
Winnipeg,
about
Montreal,
Buffalo
and
and
Edmonton.
what about Buffalo and Jersey, dude?
But that's you look at the stats. Someone posted them online earlier. I didn't end up actually saving it. But Boston, I think it's Boston or Washington, are undefeated, I believe, against New Jersey and Buffalo. Tampa is lighting up. They get to play Detroit.
I know.
Like, come on, like it can only apply against the Maple Leafs because it's the Maple Leafs, and because I think they understand, they quote unquote the objective, fan base or media understand that even Leaf fans are gonna pump the brakes a little bit because of their history, and we're all gonna come back to the same conclusion that this is awesome. It's a blast to watch them play, and they're playing really, really well. They're really well coached. Everyone is pulling along in the right direction. But what's going to happen come playoff time is ultimately going to define how we feel about the season, right, and how we define this team overall. But you got to crawl before you walk, before you sprint, right?
Well, I mean, the way I also see it is that, okay, even if I were to believe what people are saying, that this is a weak division, it's, the weakest of them all, well, then aren't the Leafs then arguably doing what it is that they're supposed to be doing if they're the big fish in a small pond? Like, either way you look at it, the Leafs are doing exactly what it is that they're supposed to do. But again, obviously, I don't believe in that thinking. And I know it sounds, I get that it can sound biased, but there is a part of me that wonders if Montreal was in first, if Vancouver wasn't, basically if any other team than the Toronto Maple Leafs were in first, would we be having this conversation? Is it because, people also just love to get on the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Toronto Maple Leaf fan base, because of how many other people saying that it's the hub of hockey, it's the cathedral.
Andy, if the Montreal Canadiens were in first place, the conversation would be, the Leafs are stupid. How can they let Montreal be better than them? How come they're so dumb they make bad decisions? It's like, that's what I just said. Ultimately, I sleep good at night. This stuff doesn't keep me awake. But it's like, can we not have nice things? Can this just not be a good team doing good things? We even got our buddy down in Boston, Joe Haggerty, saying, oh, physical period, Bruins, Capitals, not like that in the North where the Leafs play. I'm like, what?
Well,
what? You're covering a different game. Leave
Joe's
us
not
alone.
even watching all these games. I mean, listen, we all know that as a reality. We're all guilty of it, myself included. I'm not focusing on the other divisions nearly as much as I would be in a conventional year. I am more focused on what's going on up here. Haggerty knows what's up. People in Boston know what's up. It is easy to grill Maple Leaf fans. We all fall in the trap. We're falling in it right now. We're concerned about the viewpoints of others. Forget the viewpoints of others. You have a team that is 18-4-2. You have a team that rolled through Edmonton with the best player in the world and another guy who's top 5 in the world, and they were absolutely non-existent